Well, I'm not expecting to make this video today, but in all seriousness, I had a pretty nasty accident and I was very, very, very lucky. I think sometimes you use tools wrong without realising you're using them wrong. Yeah, so using the table saw, thinking I was using it safely, and then bam, all of a sudden, happened so quick, just a piece frisbeed out, I'm talking proper frisbeed out, smashed me in my thumb and cracked me in the stomach, which I didn't realise how badly bruised my abdomen was until like yesterday, I think, so a few days after. And the impact on the thumb wasn't, I thought it was just like broken at first because it was kind of still together, and then all of a sudden it separated. So, and that's when I had to move into action. Luckily I'd binged The Pit, you know, season 1, episodes 1 to 11. So I was quite up on my A&E skills of applying pressure to the wound. Maybe also I subconsciously sabotaged myself to experience real life scenarios of The Pit. I must admit, our NHS system, you'd think it is like that, you know, with the waiting and stuff, but God, I was treated so good in terms of, I think, serious injury. That's what it always is, isn't it? You're not seen based on your arrival time, it's based on the severity of your injury. A terrifying experience, if I'm being honest, because I was working totally on my own, like one-handedly, like keep pressure on my thumb. So then I was rummaging through my toolboxes to get some duct tape. So I managed to find some duct tape. This was still while holding pressure on my thumb. I was doing this really weird, like my feet and my fingers and just like keeping pressure on. And then pulled out some duct tape and grabbed a new pack of tissues and ripped them open, like wrapped it around, then taped it up. But the other thing I was thinking is I taped it up in such a way that I knew I'd be able to get it off quite easy. So then I phoned my wife at the first chance I got, which was almost like immediately, just to find out where she was, because I knew she was driving back from work, which was still about 20 minutes away, or maybe might have been 15, because she said she'd meet me at the hospital, so that was quite good. But then she was also saying don't drive and she'll pick me up from where I am, and I was like, I think I need to get to hospital quite quickly, so I'm gonna drive myself. And she was like, well, don't be passing out. I think I'm okay. I don't like seeing my own blood and stuff, but I think that's more because it's yourself around other people. I think if there's been a few situations, I think if you ask anyone, a guy who's working with stood on a nail, he was just like, yep, I'll clean that up for you, sort it out, cleaned his wound and stuff. And then there's been a few instances in warehouse work I've had in the past where someone had the foot run over, you know, things like that. I think I'm okay when it's not me, when it's someone else. So yeah, so my wife was with me in A&E, which is it's quite nice. It's kind of calms you down. It's nice. So cheers for that. Cheers for that, Victoria. So yeah, I had to sit with my hand in iodine wash for, I think my hand was in there for about 15. Well, my thumb for about 15 minutes. I was in the A&E, you know, the nurse taking pictures for the gram, you know, always, apparently they put it onto your file, but you know for a fact they're just going to show their friends, you know, when they go out. But because why wouldn't you? You know, hey, have you seen this? This is proper gross. Then the guy, one of the nurses, when bandaging me up, he says, the bigger it is, the more impressive it is. And I was like, that's what she said, bro. So yeah, it's good to keep a sense of humour while you're freaking out. That was another thing when I went into theatre as well. It was really cold in the theatre, or it felt cold. So I kind of said that to the nurse. I was like, is it really cold in here, or is it just the fear of being in here? And she just laughed. So I'm guessing it was just me being just freaking out a little bit. Put an arrow on your hand to say which hand you're getting, having the surgery on, and I must have slept on the arrow, so I ended up with a mark on my neck. So when I laid in theatre, they were like, oh, so that's his thumb, so what are we doing with the neck? They was confused for a second. I was like, I think I've slept on my marking and that's not part of it. Like, oh, that's good to know. So yeah, I wonder what would have happened if I'd have been put to sleep, and then they would have been questioning, what are we actually doing with his neck? Are we taking the ear? Are we getting rid of that double chin that's growing in? Bit of nip and tuck maybe? I don't know. Local anaesthetic actually really hurt this time. I've had it a few times and it's been uncomfortable, but yeah, just the first few needles were excruciatingly painful, and then the pressure from I'm guessing the man handled the hell out of it, but even the surgeon was like happy and relieved to tell me that there was no damage to any tendons or anything major. He says the cut just travelled the right way down your hand. If it had been the other way, it'd have been a totally different story. I think we all get that though, don't we? Whenever we're hearing stories and stuff, it's like, oh, if it was just a mil to this or to this, it could have been serious. And that's the thing to take away, is how lucky we can be, you know, in dangerous situations. But yeah, it's an injury that came out of nowhere. didn't plan on it. Absolutely ruined me because I've not been able to work all this week, not been able to do anything, which we have some deadlines on some stuff, so that's always problematic. And I pushed jobs back for certain work this week, so then now I'm pushing this week's work back, and then I have to do other jobs, and yeah, it's going to be exciting times next week when I'm trying to catch up on everything. But yeah, just a public service announcement. Respect your tools, don't get complacent. I mean, there's loads of times that this is 3D printing, but there's loads of times when I'm 3D printing and sometimes I'll sneakily put my hand in to do something while it's still running. And I imagine that can do some damage if it catches you. But the same with any power tool, you know, we'll have all had instances where we've caught us fingers with us drills or hit us fingers with us hammers, which is really stupid. But yeah, this is one of them where I thought I was using something safely, doing the right thing, but on reflection, should have taken more precautions. And that table saw is getting retired now. I'm never going to use that table saw again. I think I'm going to have to save up and get a new table saw, which means still not going to get a 3D printer. Every time I have the cash to get another 3D printer, something happens. I think this is probably the most drastic thing that has happened. But yeah, I think a new table saw is probably a good investment, in all honesty. One that's a lot more safer. It won't be a saw stop. You know, I'm not made of money, bro. But yeah, the UK NHS health system, when it's working, when you have the right kind of injury, it is pretty impressive. You know, I was sorted within maybe 16 hours in total, and that's going home, sleeping, coming back. So, you know, it was, you know, the experience was really good. And this is kind of semi-political, but, you know, the UK NHS system just needs to stay as it is, just slightly better funding, more staff. While I was there, you see loads of people in corridors and stuff. It's not nice. But you just got to go in with better injuries. That's all it is. You got to be in there bleeding, you know, so they take you seriously. But yeah, this was the video I didn't plan on making. I've got some videos filmed that I just need to finish off and edit, because I just thought I'd try and make some better videos, and it turns out it's really difficult to make good content. So yeah. So I will try my best to get those finished. I've been two of the videos I've been doing side by side and thought I'd get them done in like 4 days, and I think it's been a month now and I still haven't finished either of them. But hey, life gets in the way of things. So yeah, everyone be safe, use your tools responsibly, don't go being an idiot. Hey!